Good morning and welcome everybody to another video, and this is my first impressions of the Suzuki SV650S. This is the K6 version from 2006, 1 year only paint job. This is the, I can't actually remember the name of it. It looks blue but it's actually called silver, but it's definitely like an ice blue look with maybe even a lilac-y hue to it once the weather gets to it. Right, here we are coming up on a roundabout. It's been wet, it's been greasy. Feed that power in. Nice and easy does it. Right, so what do I think about this SV650? Well, that's the speed limit, quite comfortably. The bike is warmed up, by the way. It's at 70 degrees already, and it's windy and chilly today. I keep thinking that's the outside air temperature, but that's the bike temperature. Apologies if it's a bit windy, but I've left my vents open, and with my gloves on I can't actually close them, and I've got the wind jammer on the helmet as well, so I can't actually get my fingers in there anyway. And I've really got to crank my neck up. Look at these arseholes, what is wrong with them? Get in the left lane, shit for brains. SV650, right, okay, so I've said this several times about my right ankle. I don't have the best articulation. I do in my mouth, and my vocal cords are not in my ankle. Oh my god, getting on the back brake is a bit of a mission, if I'm honest, because my ankle doesn't bend like a lot of people's does. I have to lift my whole right leg up and then toe the brake, which can then lead to some issues. Hopefully doing this more often will help it free up a little bit. It may do, it may not do. So my first impressions are, this is actually quite a fun bike. Yeah, quite a fun bike indeed. Don't you do it. It's a heavy little beast, that's for sure. I mean, I had the KTM Duke 390 before this, and then obviously I've got the Fantic. So I went 150 kilos ish down to 105 ish kilos dry. This thing's 167 kilos dry, I believe. Maybe 171, I can't really remember the stats. I should have probably checked that first. So it is a bit of a heavy puppy compared to the other one. It's also wider than both my other bikes. But it's pretty stable, I have to say. I've not gone very far on it yet. I can use the bus lane. Yeah, I've not gone very far on it yet, but from what I have done on it, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, maybe I was spoiled with the Duke because it was my first sort of proper road bike, and I spent a little bit of money on it, and it was a decent bike. But that was a very, very good bike. Shame it was only a single, shame it was only a 390, because this has got probably nearly double the horsepower of the Duke. If the Duke had this power, it would be exceptionally good, like exceptionally good. But then riding this for the first time, I did a 40 miler as my first run. It showed just how good the Duke was, because the Duke handling isn't second to none. Nice short wheelbase. Yeah, nice short wheelbase. It's only a single, which was a shame, but it had that, you could turn it on a sixpence, as the saying goes. This thing is a little bit more. No, you wow, you bitch. I should run back and her in the mouth for that. Like Tour de France. Yeah, I think I was spoiled with that, because I then got on this and went, holy crap, it's like steering your couch. Sorry, mate. So the Duke on the throttle response had a bit of a flat spot, as a lot of you know. Had a bit of a stoppy-starty bit. But I put the booster plug on it, and that fixed that, so that was no issue. So the throttle response, but the throttle was always there. It was always ready to go. This is a bit of a culture shock for me. There's a bit of a dead spot down low. Maybe just the cables are stretched or something on the push me pull me. I don't really know, because I've only had it 40 odd miles. Yeah, so maybe it's something to do with that. But there is a little bit of a dead spot. So where I would roll off the throttle, going into the bend, change gear, maybe going into it, and then about to accelerate, on the Duke it was bang, straight away it was there. There's a good, I don't know, 5-6 degrees maybe of nothing in the throttle. So when you're trying to be steady and there's nothing there, you've potentially got that bit where you're then off balance. So that's a bit of a shocker. Brakes, like the rear brake is sharp as anything. If you push it too hard, the back wheel will lock up. There's no ABS front or back on this. The front brake, however, there's a lot of play in the lever. It's progressive as hell, which is nice, so it's not going to catch you off guard. But, and this is a big but, really? Oh, that one's free, good. Yeah, this is a big but. It doesn't really stop as well as it could, I reckon. I reckon it could be a lot better. It could be a lot more sharp. A lot more sharp. Right. Pause video while we clean the bike. Right, let's give the brakes a dab. Yeah, brakes seem alright. Have I knocked my camera? I think I did knock my camera. Oh. See the little dead spot on the throttle there as you roll off and roll back on? Right, my feet are super slippy. Good job I've got heels. I've tried to clean the tyres off as best as I could because obviously it's a jet wash and it gets covered in grease. We seem to be okay. I need to go to the shop because I'm hungry and I've got a delivery coming soon, so I gotta go on. And I was going to go to the Big M, but in all honesty, since lockdown I haven't been to the big shops, and I don't think I'm going to go to the big shops. So I'm going to go back to my village and go to the shop there. So yeah, first impressions of the Duke. Bloody hell, I've got to get over that. I've got to get over it. First impressions of the Suzuki SV650S. This is the S, the fared version, yeah. It is positive, very positive. I like it. Didn't know if I was going to like a V-twin. I've never had a twin before, I've only ever had a single. I can safely say that I quite like a twin. It's a nice motor, sounds good. It's got that sort of Ducati clickety-clack, but it's not an open basket dry clutch, so that's good. Because they sound like absolute shit. As much as I love the 916 and the 748 and all that genre, that clutch basket just sounds appalling. Sounds like your bike's broken. I get it. Yeah, cooling of it and all that and whatever. Yeah, it's a dry clutch, not a wet clutch. So anyway, yes, this SV650S. I have to say, I mean, like I said, I bought it because it was cheap. I bought it because I haven't got any money to well, I have got the money for it, but I haven't got money, you know, money. I'm not Brewster off of Brewster's Millions, if Brewster was the dude with the money. Yeah, something that has shocked me is I bought this because it's fared, and I thought, well, previously I had a naked bike. Naked bikes are windy. I'll buy the fared version for a bit of less windage. I can't get my feet on, I can't get my toes on the pegs because my boots are covered in wax off of the jet wash. That's the one thing I neglected. Wow. So I'm going on, thankfully I've got heels. Whoa, who's done that? No, please cancel. No, I think I've got water in my I've got water in my indicators, because my indicators are trying to go on and off and on and off. One is going very slowly, very slowly. I had this on the Duke. It's just water in the switch normally. Right, they're on, they're off. Do I not matter? Prick. Rules of the road don't apply when you're on a bike, obviously. Yeah, that right hand indicator looks like it's on. Well, like trying to be on. So I don't actually know if they work. No, as soon as you do it, they both go off. So there's water in the switch. I'll fix that with a squirt of the WDs when I get home. I should put my thing down. Yeah, I'll fix that with a squirt of WD when I get home. I should pull over and check it's not on, actually, because I could be giving a misleading signal. Where was I? Yeah, so I get the fared version thinking, yeah man, bit of fairage action, I will be well protected. Nah man, fairings are worse than naked. Absolutely worse than naked. 100% worse than naked bikes. Naked bike is a constant pressure all over your body pretty much. Fared bike, head and shoulders, no knees and toes. I had knees and toes as well, yeah, because I haven't got the lower fairing. So head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, yeah, no, we're not going to do it anymore. Yeah, there's a constant buffeting, and I don't know if I need a specific helmet, but in this position I can't see out of my helmet. Yeah, I can't actually see out of my lid. The AGV's opening isn't sufficient, I don't think, for me, the way my neck goes or the way my head shape is. So I might wear my other AGV, my AX9, rather than my K3 SV Boliger. Although this one is better for, hopefully, for audio, because I have the windjammer on it, and it's more streamlined because it hasn't got a big peak on the front of it. And that's part of the problem, is that the wind's coming up over here, whoosh, and then my peak is sitting in front of it and it's catching it and pulling my neck up. So this helmet is more streamlined, but the visor isn't big enough. On the AX9 I've got the Max Vision, and it's huge, absolutely huge. I love it to bits. Amazing helmet. It's light, it's quiet, it's much more quiet than this K3 actually. Yeah, and this K3 is a road bike helmet, so take from that what you will. And what else is a shock? This position, wow. Pressure on your hands and wrists when you've not done it before is, wow, quite an eye-opener. So I had clip-ons on the RS125 many years ago, and that was a quick bike. It had nearly the same power as the Duke did. Yeah, I had clip-ons on the RS125, but I don't remember ever really riding it very far, or maybe I blocked it out of my memory. But this one, from the minute I got on it, within about 5 miles, my wrists hurt and my palms hurt. Not so much my neck and shoulders, but my palms hurt. I'm going to get used to it, obviously. It's just a culture shock is all, and that's what I said on my post on Facebook, is that it's just a culture shock, that's all. I've got to get used to it. But it is very different. It's a very different riding position. Considering the bikes, you know, they're not that different, set of clip-ons makes way bigger difference. Yeah, I do like the weight of the bike. I like feeling a bit more planted. In the Duke, at speed, I was always wibbly wobbly because it was so light. This is 30 kilos heavier without fuel, and it holds 5 litres more fuel as well, so there's another 5 kilos. And then you got the Fantic that holds, arguably, Jesus, that's windy. Yeah, the Fantic holds somewhere around between 7 and 10 litres. Opinion differs depending on who you speak to. Yeah, it holds between 7 and 10 litres, and it weighs 105 kilos, so the most it's going to weigh is 115 really. But it's so planted when you turn it, so planted. I mean, don't look at the chicken strips on the tyres. They're not my chicken strips. I've only done 30 odd miles, and I've already taken a bit off them. It'll get some used to getting to, whatever that word is. Yeah, the brake, it gets there. It's just a little bit of an air gap in between, so I might just close the lever tonight, leave it overnight. Oh, that'll be neutral. Yeah, close the lever up, leave it overnight compressed, and see if it lets a bit of air out in case that's what it is. Although someone else did say that theirs is squishy and they're not sure why, and they're not used to it. And I have to say, the front brake on the Duke, even though it was only a single disc, was sharp. Slow it down. Yeah, the Duke on the disc on the Duke was sharp, even though it was a single. And this is a dual with twin piston calipers, I think, Tokikos. So you got 4 pistons instead of 1 piston, and they just feel a little bit sloppy, comparatively speaking. But I have to say, I do like it. How about we hurry up instead of sitting in the middle of the road? Get off your phone. And the turning and the control as well, the clutch, oh my god, and the gearbox, mate, it's magnificent, absolutely magnificent. Yep, hazards are on still. Cancel. Good. It's fine. Neutral just snicks straight in. You've seen me struggle with the Fantic. 3 hours later and I finally get it into gear. So first impressions then. First impressions are good. Yeah, I'll give it a big thumbs up if I'm honest. It's a good bike, really good bike, and money I paid for it, it was virtually free. And it's got 6 months MOT left on it as well, and it's just had the oil changed. And he even gave me a spreadsheet with all the stuff he's done on it and the receipts, which is nice. It shows a bit of care, doesn't it? So then, Dynamo and Columbia out. Smell you later.